Coco is the most famous one. Coco has the most social media influence out of all of us.
Yeah.
He had like 50,000 views.
It's called My Wife. Which one?
The snake video.
That was mine.
That was Kayla's. That wasn't mine.
Yeah, but you guys are a tag team, so you have the most social media reach.
Yeah, let me tell you, that thing was a freaking ripoff.
Yeah.
What?
Snapchat sends you money, but then they don't take out your taxes, bastards.
Yeah.
Bastards.
I could go for another $5,600, so I ain't even trying to.
That's sweet. You could have bought us all SmackDown tickets.
Well, fuck.
All right. Okay. We're going to get started. Hold on. But I may or may not be about to burp.
Before we get started on the official Wrestle Talk business, I do need to explain why I was absent the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, what? Unfortunately, I was the latest boy that was bought by Andrade El Idolo. He bought my services, and he's been putting me to work for the last 2 weeks on his ranch.
And I haven't been able to sit down in a chair.
Yeah.
And
hey,
with all the
oh, good Lord.
When I work, and it's not, guys, it's not as good as it looks. All right. Like, it sounds fun working for Andrade. I paid straight cash for me. I think it was $37 for 2 weeks. That was my going rate, I guess. So it's been a rough 2 weeks for me, boys. And I just want to let you know, I'm sorry. And I'm also sorry that I'm going to have to plug how great Andrade El Idolo is throughout this. So,
can you show him your shirt?
Well, so since you've been off for the last 2 weeks, and I figured we would hear some stupid nonsense, I decided to wear this specifically for you. It says, "No hablo stupid." Perfect. Stupid. No hablo stupid. You work for Andrade. You better learn how to talk it.
I'm still not very good with the Spanish. I don't know what they're saying. Hands out for food. That's all I do.
Okay, so welcome to the Board of Doom podcast, and we need to talk about the fact that Cesaro's a free agent. He's going to be showing up on a Rampage tomorrow somehow. Even though
he's going to wrestle Brian Kendrick.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, too soon.
We're starting off great. So yeah, thoughts. At what point does he show up, or is he going with EC3 to the MAGA company?
Oh, that could be interesting.
I think honestly, with his connection though, that would.
Did you just kill a squeaky toy?
They've had stories back when EC3 he was pushing for EC3 to get more notoriety, not be a 24/7 jobber. I could understand why he would show up. I don't see him showing up anytime. I thought about it.
He's going to be in the ladder match at like Revolution or something.
That's what it's going to be. He's going to be the ace or the wild card or whatever they call it. If they do bring him in.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. He may show up or something. But because I don't know. Because do you want to have him lose in his first appearance? Because I'm pretty sure Keith Lee's winning that thing.
But it wouldn't hurt because they brought in wild cards before that didn't win the match.
Right. But I mean, still
nothing with this name and nothing with this pedigree.
But the only problem is, again, like we talked about last time, you can't. I don't have a problem with them bringing in good talent, but you're literally recreating Impact 2.0. You're signing all big names and you're bringing them in. And you're washing out your bottom level talent or even your guys that you can build off of. But Tony Khan must watch this podcast. I don't know if anybody else took notice to this. Who showed up not once, but twice this week on AEW broadcast.
Who?
PPA all day. Pretty Peter Avalon. He's back, baby. And that hair is on point. He listened. Tony listened. He was like,
They say Tony listens.
Yes. Yeah. He watched the podcast. He's like, that guy's got a pretty good point. You better bring back PPA all day. Thank you, Tony.
Well, I'll tell you what. Cesaro, if he goes to AEW, first off, he's going to get smashed by Andrade El Idolo. But no, number two, damn well he's just going to end up like all these other guys that they're bringing over, that they brought over, and they're not using to the highest potential. You got Aleister Black, you got Miro, Keith Lee's wrestled once. We'll see what happens to him, because I'm not convinced Keith Lee's winning that Revolution match. I'm really not.
I love it.
What's that, Junior?
What is the ladder match? Is it like a number one contender thing?
They call it the face of the revolution. Apparently, it doesn't mean anything because Scorpio Sky's had it since last year and they've done nothing with it.
Oh,
Nothing.
okay. Then yeah, never mind.
The revolution, that means nothing. Your tag team gets more title shots than you.
I was saying, if it was for anything, then Wardlow should definitely win it. But
I just don't think it's Cesaro showing up doesn't help his name.
No.
It does. I think honestly, if I'm him, and again, I'm a sucker for that New Japan Strong. I'd like to see him go out there because it gives him a chance to be an established talent working with good talent that people don't know, but you're going to draw more attention. And then it also gives you the crossover ability. He could go over to Japan and wrestle over there at some point, which him and Okada, I'd watch. I don't think there's anybody on here right now that wouldn't say, that sounds like it would be terrible.
No, you're never going to say a Cesaro match is going to be terrible.
Well, Meltzer will end up having a freaking aneurysm. He won't know what to do. It's 7, 8,
his
12,
match.
12, score, I don't know.
His matches are never terrible. It's just all the story, the emotion behind it, the build.
Right.
That's always been Cesaro's heel. Like you've never been really invested in Cesaro's stories. Lately you can always push the narrative. Obviously you never win the big one. You never won the title. The stuff with Reigns last year, getting close to this and that. But like even before that, like he's never elicited that established emotion to get behind him. He's just always been awesome in the ring, and everybody that's there and everybody that watches his matches at the end of the night goes, damn, Cesaro had one of the best matches of the night.
But you're missing one key thing. Like there were people that were very invested in Cesaro, and he had a massive following.
Yeah, he has his, the following and the internet following and stuff like that and all that. But like, I'm still talking about, what you see on TV, just the build up of the stories behind it. They really pushed a story behind it, And honestly, at this point in his career, I don't know if another company would do that. I don't know if another company would even put the World Heavyweight title on it, to be honest with you.
I could see. Well, it depends on like where he goes, but like I could see if he shows up in like Impact, I could see them like not putting it on him, but I could see him throwing him at Moose. Like that's a good.
That would be a solid match too.
Yeah, like I could see him being big in Impact, and I know who knows when it's coming back, but I mean he could definitely be a big part of the ROH relaunch.
Well, I was going to say too, even if you would take him to Impact, you could have him be part of that Honor No More faction.
Yeah.
I mean, he made
his
biggest name in CZW, ROH, and Chikara. That's where he made his name. That's where people started really catching on to him. That'd be kind of cool just to see a guy that's been out of that game for how long come back as Honor No More. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's a wrestling faction in Impact, in case you didn't know, Papa. Like it's
sorry, you mentioned Impact, and I just zoned out.
That's why I had to bring you back.
Whose cable package really gets Access TV? I mean, let's be honest here. By the way, I didn't know if you guys knew that was me.
Oh my God! With that massive
here.
head, I didn't know it was you.
Yeah,
I thought it was La Mascarita Sagrada.
So, Yeah. Tomorrow. Where does he go?
Like I said, I think Impact's his best shot right now. Or the best place
Impact.
that he can just go straight into. Because AEW has too many people. Like, my thing is, like, I was
Tony
talking.
Khan loves him apparently though, so
That's fair.
He's gonna make a play.
I was talking about this with somebody earlier. I'm like, they can't sign everybody because then they're gonna drown out like what.
Which already are.
They're gonna drown them out too much. And how many times can you do that? Like, Cesaro could easily just go into like AEW, be relevant for a couple months, and then he's just exactly where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Not featured. Maybe he's on Dark Elevation. Maybe he's on Rampage. But
it's interesting too what really Cesaro wants. Who knows what he really wants? I mean, the perception and the assumption is, he wants to be a main event player and push. But I mean, Cesaro's also in his 40s. He's a long time.
I was confused because he seemed, I don't know if like maybe not, I don't know anything personal, but like I never heard anything that he seemed annoyed. Like he seemed okay. Like he was never upset that I didn't beat Reigns, but he's like, I got the chance to show what I can do. And he was always mid card, and he seemed okay from what everybody said. But I mean, he didn't resign, so either they didn't offer him enough, or he wanted to try something.
Could we see a Kings of Wrestling reunion? Him and Hero on the Indies. That'd be fun.
Where's Chris Hero?
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't heard anything about him either.
He does indie stuff. I mean, I don't know how much he's staying active with it, but that King of Wrestling, when that was their tag team, you couldn't go back and watch. You can't find one bad match that they've ever had. Even their stuff with Generico and Steen, that's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn forever.
Yeah, but they had great matches with them. The American Wolves, when you have Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, those matches were freaking, because everybody always says that Chris Hero's stiff, but man, you could hear it and feel it when those guys were beating the hell out of each other. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to see him. Well, he can go anywhere he wants, and it's not going to matter because people are going to watch him.
I will say this though about Cesaro, and these are words out of his mouth. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but I believe he might have said this on some podcast, like maybe Renee Paquette's or something like that. But Cesaro has always talked about in his career as he's continued throughout his career, he's always evolved and he's never stepped back in his career, where he's never rehashed stuff. And even if you look at, and if you could think about, everything he's done, obviously he's been in different tag teams and this and that or whatever, but he's never went back and rehashed things, throughout. Right. Like even when he went, I think like that question came when he went back to, the singles run, why he didn't go back to doing like the transporter thing, the secret agent, entrance and that kind of thing like that. Like that question was brought up. So, whatever he does, I'm sure it's going to be a little different. Would he ever cross paths with that Kings of Wrestling? Possibly, but I don't see him rehashing it just because of the things I've heard him say in the past.
What language did he say that in?
This one, he said it in the only language that really matters, wrestling. No, this one was English, but.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Because sometimes he does get confused and he'll use random Swiss out of nowhere. And he goes, wait, hold on.
In the middle of an interview.
Hold on, gotta rewind that real quick. Go back.
He's not fluent in Spanish like my master Andrade. So.
You know what? The only reason you want to be up on
kill that bird,
so you can sniff Charlotte Flair off of his crotch. That's it. It's the only reason you're saying Andrade. Oh, if I can
sniff one of the cats Charlotte, not eating that thing yet.
Oh, Charlotte. Oh, my queen.
So much.
I just want to let you know, you had to be like a special agent. There was laser beams, retina scanners, everything, just to get through the door to the bedroom. So no, I could not get in the underwear drawer. I just want to let you know.
No, but you let me guess, you washed your clothes for him, though, right?
I wish.
With my tongue.
God.
Wow.
He just made me mow Matt Hardy's lawn. And they didn't even give me the rotting mower. They gave me a push mower
of lawns.
You and Senor Benjamin.
I I guess it's on the same concept as Charlotte, as weird of a transition as that is. Did we all see the breaking news that everybody knew was going to happen with their main eventing night one?
Oh, did they break it finally?
I did not see it, but that doesn't surprise me.
They did it like a couple minutes or like an hour ago, whatever. Yeah, it was like breaking news: Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey on April 2nd, Saturday. I was like, oh, okay. Pretty sure we knew that, but
I
Oh,
figured
that would
either that match or Becky's match would be the main event, but I figured it was more likely to be Ronda and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Ronda won the Rumble, so I thought it was Ronda and Brock are going to be the two because they won the
Oh,
Rumble.
for a second there, I thought you were going to say Ronda and Brock are going to wrestle.
Dude, I would watch that. That would be fucking dope. What? Be more interesting than Logan Paul and The Miz.
Hey
So,
man,
as-
you know damn well you always got to have that celebrity spot. And
There's two. There's going to be two this year. I don't want to.
who we got? Logan Paul and who's the other one?
It's going to be
Johnny
Knoxville
Knoxville.
versus Zayn.
Yeah. Knoxville.
For the IC title.
We'll see. That might end up
So
being like
what time will the main
they
event
might
go
throw
on?
him into Andre the Giant or something.
If they
I
even do
assume
that.
they're both 7 to 11s like they were last year.
Yeah.
They're probably like 10:30.
Well, speaking of WrestleMania, sort of, I guess we should probably recap the Elimination Chamber.
No.
And by the way,
Nah.
kind of like that. No, I don't mean going like through each and every match, but man, you know what? For an
It's
Elimination Chamber pay-per-view or sorry, premium live event, that was boring.
It was bad.
Well, no kidding.
Everything sucked.
Like, well,
Not
usually-
everything.
So there, we'll get to that in a sec. I'll let you have your moment.
I know.
But yeah, it was for as mundane as WWE's storylines can be. Typically, their premium live events are they're still usually more good than bad. You know, like, okay, well, that was a good match. It didn't go anywhere. I hated the ending or whatever, but it was a good match. It was
I
like
had one of those.
it was just going through the motions. How was it? Jet lag? You
But
know,
it's a glorified house show, and that's always how the Saudi events have been. But this
But
one,
this-
this
figured
one you
might
felt
be
was
different.
going to be different because it was the precursor to Mania. It's Mania season. You know, it's your premium live event, and you thought it was going to be different, but it ended up just being a glorified house show.
I said, don't give them the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view if you're not going to really do anything cool with it.
That's bad marketing.
Well, they gave him like $40 billion, so
Exactly. It's bad marketing.
What?
They could ask for a WrestleMania and Vince would be like, yes.
Did we ever?
well, they
I
probably
figured
give him
like-
$80 billion.
Did we ever figure out why the women came out every like 2.5 minutes instead of 5? Was
Yeah,
that
I
ever
didn't even
Figured it up.
To be
From
honest with you,
what-
I didn't even take notice. The match.
From what I read, they were
Nothing
up
for it.
against a hard curfew. So
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, we had to show a 5-minute, basically Metallica video with starring the Undertaker.
Yeah,
Cut that out.
yeah, right.
Which-
like there was.
You'll see that same video another 20 times before Mania.
Yeah. And by the way, it's a good video. But you know, give the women a few minutes, the whammon some time.
Could have. They didn't, but you could have.
By the way, about the two
Also,
elimination
hated the ending of that match.
right,
Same.
but the fact I think the fact that they kind of had to speed things up actually worked in favor of the men's match, now which I wasn't a huge fan of that, but at least the pacing was fun. You know, like things were happening. You know, there not a whole lot of stalling in that. Of course, and I did like the fact that Brock just broke through his thing and came out.
That was cool. I did like that. And also,
But again, it was-
the last 5 minutes was cool.
Yeah, it was like one good moment in it was still, but even with all the pacing, it was first of all, it was predictable who was going to win.
Wow, both of them. Wow.
I do think that that even though he essentially destroyed him, you gave Theory some time. Like you gave him some serious TV time. So that or sorry, premium live event time, but some Peacock time. But
That's what we all want.
yeah. Like the women's match was just boring. You know,
Yeah.
I thought there were some good spots. But I think Dewdrop is, first of all, like, can we please go back to Piper Niven?
No,
And
absolutely not.
yeah, and secondly, I think she's looking better and better even though we had her and Bianca for the 800th time, but it was still a fun match on Raw.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm happy with that. But again, everything was fast, everything was just kind of weird. You know, it was the pacing was up, but it was still managed to be boring.
I didn't watch it.
And the pacing.
Yeah,
that
I
great.
figured you didn't. I was going to mute you for this entire segment, but you know, because
I didn't find any reason to watch it. There was no parts of that had any want to watch. The only thing, and I even said it, the only thing I want to watch is how much they're going to let Riddle and Brock go at it because of the pack. That was it. I didn't want to see anything else. I don't care about Rousey. I don't care about her being back. I don't. I get it. She's a badass. Cool. You know what? The way you trash wrestling the entire time, the beginning when you were off, screw you. I don't want to see you on TV because now you're doing it purely for a paycheck. That's it. And I'm sorry. I don't care. If Rousey wins, I don't care. If Charlotte wins, I don't care. I don't want Rousey on my TV. I don't care.
You don't care about your queen?
No, I don't like her. I don't like her. She's literally John Cena with boobs.
You are
Shoved down your throat.
fine. Oh,
Facts.
all right.
okay. So hold on.
Not even the top rated woman on 2K22. So I mean, shit.
What is she on 2K22?
Hold on. I'm muting everybody. Hold on. Everybody's muted.
me?
And I'm about to
I'm
mute
not muted.
I'm about to mute myself because I'm going to let you.
Well, first off, I wasn't even going to say about my favorite match yet, but I will. Look, Elimination Chamber, 100% by far the best match. And I texted BigPapaGrump when I watched it and I finished it the next morning. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss was by far the match of the night. And not anybody in their right mind would have said that before going into that show. First off, Drew McIntyre, out of all the BS you've been seeing with WWE the last couple months, and you know, the Rumble, how we talked about how like malaise everybody was and not having fun. Drew McIntyre, every time that dude goes out, he's having a blast. All right. But Madcap Moss, you could see him, you know, he's a freaking athlete, but him getting dropped on his damn noggin and then still going another 5 minutes in that fucking match, taking belly to bellies on the out, just moving all around, this, that, whatever. Madcap's a tough son of a bitch, and fucking Drew McIntyre claymored him with a goddamn sword in his hand. That was the best claymore ever, and that match was actually a lot of fun and really good. And Baron Corbin deserves props too, because Baron Corbin's like the best heel in WWE. So,
Okay, muted. So, do we have reactions to that?
Well, I want to go back to my original statement. I want to talk about Jimmy and Jay's rating in the newest game.
Give
That's
me an 86 for Jay. That's crap. He had a world title run. Not a run, but like a shot at it.
title. Right.
It's winism. That's what it is.
But like I say, he's going to say Drew McIntyre, and I'm amazed that he actually even acknowledged that match was there because, you know, his queen appeared on screen. Again, I'm not paying for it.
I mean, we get to see Drew McIntyre.
I'm not getting premium. I don't want to watch it. I've known it.
first off, you got to pay your cable bill, son. But now, real quick,
I scream. I cut the cord.
going back to my original statement, when you were talking about how there was nothing really you wanted to see and watch or whatever, I'll tell you what, I was legit excited for that men's Elimination Chamber match. I thought that field was awesome. Now, granted, I didn't know Bobby Lashley was hurt.
Nobody did. They didn't
Bobby Lashley was hurt. But you beasts in that match with him and Brock. Because in this last year, Bobby Lashley's probably been the best champion in WWE. The way the way he lost it, the way he was coming back at day one, you know, he was the man. But then you got two of the best, like, just pure all-around wrestlers in the world at just everything, including selling, which is AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. You got Riddle up and up and up and up. And obviously Riddle's been a main player in Raw for a long time with RK Bro. You know, everybody heard the dirt sheets and the rumors about how he was originally scheduled to win the Royal Rumble, and then that got canned or nixed or whatever, whether it was true or not. But still, it gives you that little uptick. Oh, maybe Riddle, you know, maybe he'll really put on a show here. And then you got Austin Theory, who, if you've watched Austin Theory beforehand and the Evolve and all that other stuff, you know he's a guy. He's going to be a player for a long, long, long time. So you put that field out there, that's super exciting. And then what happens? Boom, boom, boom. 3 F5s in 30 seconds, and Rollins, AJ Styles, and Riddle are all out. All perennial world title challengers. Well, not Riddle yet, but will be. Boom. Out like that. You could have had so much fun with them bumping around for Brock, and, well, Bobby was hurt, but you could have had all these crazy cool spots, fun. You could have had them trying to team up on Brock and take him out and this and that. Nothing. Boom, boom, boom. It felt just like the Rumble.
Styles
Because it was in Saudi. Because it was in Saudi. Because it was in Saudi.
And I get that.
Why. Junior had a great point last time, and it's the truth. It's a Saudi show. Sorry, I'm not watching it because you know what? Say what you want to say. Vince McMahon's a great mind when it comes to wrestling, okay? But he's going to do – people say that. I don't say that. People say that. He's going to do what it takes to appease the fans over there. Because why? Because the next time I come back, you're going to bring me more money. That's the key. Vince wants money. That's the bottom line. He wants money. So he's going to get what he wants. He's going to, Brock, go out there and do Brock things. Okay.
All right. So, AEW Rampage happened yesterday. Not Rampage, Dynamite and Rampage happened yesterday, and things and stuff. And MJF apparently cried.
All right. We're going to talk about.
That was amazing.
Actually, that was a good segment.
But did you notice at the very end, if you watch as he's walking up, and the cameraman kind of stays to the side the whole way. But when Punk comes out and goes, "Is that true? Is it true?" And the tears there and the whole night. He smirked right at the top of the ramp, just got a little bit of a smirk and then walked away. And I'm like, oh man, is that good? And then his mom goes on Twitter today and says about, I knew my son was a good guy. It's so nice to see him finally become the man I knew he was. Oh my God. Listen, his parents play into his character as much as anybody. The shirts that they wore when he was in Long Island, then now all of a sudden he's the good guy because he cuts honestly a really good promo that I don't think there's many people that were sitting at home that weren't going, man, that sounds a lot like my high school years. Except I didn't have people throwing quarters on the floor. But that promo.
A touch of ADD when you were a boy, Coco?
I have ADHD.
Whatever. It's all,
still
too many.
Still. But that promo, I seriously, I think the way they built this, and like Junior said before, they build with Punk and him at some point for the title. Oh man, I don't think there's a bad part of this at all. Not one bit.
Wait, he switched shirts? When did that
What
happen?
is that? Is that Aleister Black or something? Who is that?
CM Punk's Straight Edge Society. Yes, sir.
CM
And yes,
Punk.
I switched shirts.
Actually, I'm
Purely
more.
I was more of a Nexus Punk guy.
Yeah, I was kind of like when AEW signed Allie, I was actually, I was pretty excited because I was like, all right, she's good, young, talent, it can be great. And I have not seen anything interesting out of the bunny until last night, really. Not true. The street fight was really good as well. But I'm just talking
I
about
was gonna say, yeah.
straight up match, just her. And I thought that match with Jade Cargill was really good. Like, especially all things considered.
I might be wrong on this, but I believe Allie was like the first like knockout that they signed. I believe she was signed before even Britt Baker and all that.
She might have been, yeah.
She was one at she was towards the very, very beginning. I don't remember if she was the first. I know she was up there as one of the
She had a decent little run in TNA, and
yeah.
But the whole thing is she's never really gotten to showcase any of her true talent. Because even when she was doing what she started out as like the assistant in Impact or whatever like that. And then she goes and she does the whole, petite, and then she wins and whatever. The thing with Allie is, love to watch her wrestle. She's fantastic at her storytelling. She sells really well. The only issue I have with her wrestling at all, in any way, shape, or form, is sometimes it just feels like it's like watching a Charlotte Flair match. Like you just really can't get invested in it.
You do have ADBC, H3D, GC, HPT, PV. You got all that shit when you say all that stupid shit. My God.
Flash and gang size.
No, it was EC3.
All right, let's talk. We can all get behind this, though, right? This AEW stuff. How did it take this long to talk about Buddy Matthews finally joining AEW?
Oh man, was that
Matthews is awesome.
And the way Malachi sold it at first. The way Malachi sold it at first, I was like, oh my God. Because I really thought they were going to do something where
when they were going to do it. I'm like, he's joining. He's got to join.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he showed up, I was like, he's joining.
Yeah, there was just one little thing that concerned me about the debut, and that's when he was beating the hell out of him, out of Death Triangle, and then like Malachi kind of pulled him back and was like kind of like almost like the giving him orders like he was in charge type thing. Because like I don't want to see like another disciple Buddy Matthews Murphy thing, I want to see him. I want to see him like kind of even and badass. I don't want to see him be like just another little follower like he's been in the past. Because
how good was the match though? Before that,
great.
That match was really, really good.
And that was another point I was going to make too. Their tag division, man, my God. Because when you watch that Battle Royal, you're sitting there looking and you're going up and down like in this Battle Royal of all these teams that you can legit see be very good tag team champions, It was early in the night. And then, 2 matches later, you got Death Triangle going at it against the Kings of the Black Throne and just tearing it up.
Yeah.
Well, with his new stick, looking great. Pac, we know how awesome Pac is. And then, the Kings of the Black Throne, like they're doing their thing now, like they're growing and, it's just that tag division is deep.
That was the first time that I actually enjoyed Alex Abrahantes coming down to the ring with Penta, because I don't know what it was about that.
Dressed like Dracula, yeah.
But it was because every other time he's so over the top.
Yeah. He could be a bit
exaggerated Cesaro Miedos, but just the way they even nodded at each other when he came up from behind the tombstone, and they just kind of looked at each other and just like a slight nod. I was like, wow. Okay, Abrahantes, I'm cool with this. I like this. But even the way he blocked the Black Mist.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then he goes over and he grabs the water bottle to try to flush it out. I was like, man, this is really, really good. Really good.
You said about Alex Abrahantes, and when I was watching it, I kind of got like a weird vibe from their entrance that I felt was very similar to Killer Cross and Scarlet Bordeaux. So maybe
yeah, okay.
Alex can put on maybe some skimpy outfits and and look a little sexy, you know.
Alex is doing all this stuff and he's like lip syncing the words. Yeah.
He was singing along to the song and stuff like that, and it just kind of gave me that little vibe. And then obviously, you know, with the dark act and stuff like that.
I don't
think
care.
who is it that always sings along with their theme song? Like you actually see them when they're doing it.
Sasha Banks does it.
Banks does it. There's a lot of them.
Not who I'm thinking about, but there's somebody who like notably, and I'm trying to think of who it is.
Asuka does it.
Chris
Yeah,
Jericho.
yeah, Asuka does it. Yeah, but there was somebody.
Doesn't count.
There was, yeah. Okay, Jericho and Kingston promo.
Freaking amazing. I
was
Cray
worried.
watch it. I had Cray watch it though, because when he brought up that achievemophobia,
Yeah,
and he goes, "Do you know what that means, Eddie?" And he goes, "No, I don't. I have a GED." When he said that line, I lost it. But that promo, it concerns me because it makes Jericho's really good at being a heel. We know that. He's done it one of the best at times.
He's
But-
alright.
The only thing, it felt forced. You know what I mean?
It did.
Like they really want Eddie to be liked. And the thing is with Eddie, if you watch the guy's career, it's hard not to like Eddie Kingston. Yes, I know he's got that bad image and he's hard to work with or whatever. But is he hard to work with, or does he just stand by his values and his morals? And that was the one thing that I liked when he said that last night. I tell them to go themselves. Okay. Because I guarantee you backstage at some point in time, he looked at a promoter and was like, screw you. I ain't doing that. No. Make me. Do you like I'll spinning back fist you and you will literally die. I think I want to see Eddie Kingston do something big in this company, because I think it's a guy that's been overlooked for a long, long time that deserves the recognition. Because the guy, listen, his matches can be sloppy sometimes, but man, find a better guy that brawls. There's nobody that brawls better than him. I don't think you could name one guy on that roster that could. Actually, I don't think there's anybody in WWE that can brawl as good as he can either. Because it's real. It's real. That's why he's the best at that niche.
Well, so I guess we have your pick for AEW Evolution Board. You're
No.
taking it.
No. I do think that they're going to give him the rub, though.
You think he beats Jericho?
Yep. I really do. I think they're gonna let him go over on that, because name a match on a pay-per-view that Eddie's had that hasn't been a great match.
What was his last?
As much as you're gonna hate to say it, that Punk match was a good match.
yeah.
It was a good match, and it told a great story. And even when he passed out, wasn't it the Moxley match where he got choked out? He never tapped out. He choked out. I think it was when it was for the title, and Mox choked him out. He never tapped. He never gave up. That was a great match. Like, Eddie Kingston deserves recognition for that. And name a time when he comes out that the fans aren't screaming for him.
Plus, he's due to go over big because he put Punk over.
Mhm.
You know, not that he necessarily had to put Punk over, but I'm just saying, like, Punk went over in that match. Who else recently beat him? There was somebody else big time to beat him.
Well, he was putting over that Garcia and
Daniel Garcia.
yeah, and the 2.0 thing. Like, he was putting them over on that.
Yeah.
We got to get to that, because if we don't talk about that match, that's a travesty.
I just want to say, I don't think it's a guarantee Kingston goes over, because you could definitely still build off that and continue that never winning the big one thing. Because even though it's kind of been like noticed in the past, this is the first time that I'm verbally acknowledging it. So
Punk did.
you continue to build off of.
Right.
And,
But-
Jericho is the big fish. So
Right, but I think at some point the storyline can go so far, right? This isn't one of their long storytellings. This is.
No, I'm not saying with Jericho. I'm saying maybe down the line, maybe him getting like a TBS title shot or something like that, or TNT.
Why would he wrestle Jade Cargill?
I'm down. I want
Jade
to
Cargill
see
would beat his ass.
I'd
Why would he?
I'd see
Why would he
that.
wrestle Jade?
I can see
Jade's
him
gonna
beating
be the
up on
Goldberg.
Sammy. 100%.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying necessarily continue a feud with Jericho, but just down the road where
I would like to do.
he gets another big shot, and
I definitely think he should.
But
get
I
the
think
title.
he has to win. I would think he would have to win against Jericho in order to get rid of the you can't win the big one, and then you kind of turn it into, but can you win like a title match, because you can have him lose another one, to like MJF or somebody like that, so okay, so you can still let those doubts creep in, but at the same time it's like you have to you can't put him in a position where it's obvious that he's going to go over, because like, well, he hasn't won the big one, this has got to be the big one he wins. But if he's already won the big one, then you put his, like, if he goes after the TNT title or something, then okay, he could win, but will he? So you bring it back down to the level
You
of
plant a seed of doubt.
yeah. So the doubt's there, but at the same time, it's not obvious.
Can we go back to like the inner circle thing though? Because honestly, I don't want to see them break up. The Santana and Ortiz thing separating, I don't want to see them break up. Like, I'm hoping that Eddie beating the shit out of him, and the story that they can tell with that is that Jericho finally gives him credit where credit's due, and he finally gets that aspect. And Santana and Ortiz are like, okay, now you understand where we come
And he
from.
joins the inner circle.
I don't want to see him. No. Eddie Kingston's too good on the mic to have anybody overshadow him. Oh, by the way, Jericho, with that, hey, you had that TNT title match against whatever his name is, and you cut a really good promo. I was like, oh, shit. We're firing shots. Okay.
One thing with wrestling the last little while now is they do take shots and they get a little personal now, which is fun.
Yeah. I when he said it at first, it kind of was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. You're pissed off. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, ooh, that was kind of deep.
No, I thought about it. I was like, ooh, he's really pissed off.
Yeah.
That's
It's really bad now.
It's a work.
It's May 6th.
It's not.
March 6th.
If he was actually going to WWE, they would have edited him out of the Go Big show, and they did. He was still on there.
What? That's not related to AEW.
You just see he's all pixelated. His voice is distorted.
I do want to see this Robbie Downey Jr. goatee though.
But what they need to do is pixelate the tattoo.
Yes, please. WWE should
Did
make
you
him
see-
pay for it off.
Did you see the references they're making about him on Raw?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I did.
Edge wasn't the only one. There were a couple of them. Miz,
Yeah, the Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I said last time, I don't want to see him there. I don't.
But it's different.
okay. Like if he's going and let's say he signs like a 1-year deal or a shorter type, like a shorter term deal, something, I'd be okay. But if it comes out as like, yeah, he signed like a 5-year deal, I'm just like,
Yeah.
no,
Just
why?
get out
What are you going back for?
Depends.
But Coco,
Yeah.
the thing is about it is it's different because you've never had anybody leave AEW to go to WWE yet.
Right. But like we
And
talked
it-
about last time, and Junior made a very valid point.
It's a plan.
Get
It's a
out the
plan.
face paint. Get out the
point.
face paint. Because you're gonna go back and you're gonna, hey, so we're gonna let you have the cigar and we're gonna give you that match. But
Why do you have to be Stardust?
Nah,
dude,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
bullshit. That's a waste of
Stardust
money.
with a cigar though.
that was the greatest gimmick we had for you, Cody. Stardust.
I want mustache Cody. Let's be real. That was the greatest gimmick.
Dashing Cody was very I did like it with the whole face mask. Yeah, it was good.
Nah, that's
But-
bullshit, man. That's
What
dude,
about
going back has money written all over it. People are going to eat that up.
Although I'd be down if he comes out and just starts putting paper bags over people in the crowd. That'd be all right.
I really want it. I know they won't do this, but I really want his thing to be, just he comes back and he's just like, I'm better than this place because I went and I proved it. And he's just like, because if he starts as a heel and his whole thing is like, I was better than this company and I'm better than anybody in this company because I built my own. I know they're not going to reference it because it's WWE and nobody else
He
exists.
squashes Brock.
But it would be cool as hell if he's just like, nobody here is better than me. I'm going after your top. And he goes straight to like Roman or something. That'd be cool as hell. I know he won't be
like,
that, but
he's like,
yeah,
I'll show
I
you how to
proved my points. Now I'm here to ruin you.
yeah, that'd be
this
awesome.
company.
As hell. Especially since he didn't want to be a heel in AEW. The first thing they do is make him a heel in WWE. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If he comes out wearing polka dots, I'm done.
What if it's a polka dot suit?
Okay.
Does Brandy come out wearing one also and dancing down to the ring? Because if we're
and he's
going
not
that
going to
route, I might tune in for this.
From what
But
I
it's
heard,
got to
Brandy's
be black
weird.
with yellow polka dots.
Yeah, what was her name?
Eden.
Eden.
I don't remember she was a fan. She
Yeah,
literally was
wasn't
a
Eden.
fan. That
Are you
every
talking
time
about Brandy?
No, we're
No.
talking about who
But
Dusty's
Dusty
valet
is-
was.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I don't
I
remember.
thought you
when
were
she
talking about
was a
Brandon
fan.
too. My bad.
I'm Googling.
Can we
I
talk
should-
about
Yes.
Can we talk about what happened at Hard to Kill, though? I think that's what it was. And we talk about Jay White and the whole,
Oh yeah. the
Bullet
whole
Club
club
thing.
stuff.
He just goes, nah. I said, we're
Not
just
fired.
done with this.
Jay White's
Yeah.
got to make a name for himself, man.
But I mean, again, and I understand like they've had splits and there've been power struggles, like with the Elite and the Bullet Club, but I don't really ever remember like the leader just going, yeah, we don't need the Girl of Destiny to go over here. That was big that he turned on them because they're like peak of the club. Like I don't know.
Did Andrade get you from underneath the desk?
He stepped on my little garden shovel.
Actually, here's the thing: is like I don't understand anybody turning on the GOD because I don't want to piss off Haku.
No.
No, but you know what though? That storyline has a lot of potential in that aspect because of all the Hikuleo things. Because Hikuleo's been in Impact, came with Jay White to Impact. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot there that can be done, but that wrestling doesn't exist. That's why we do podcasts on Thursdays.
I just wanted to bring it up because it doesn't exist.
If they,
And because no matter how much I pay for my cable, I can't get access TV.
Yeah, how do you even? I don't. It doesn't matter.
can we get back to
No, I just-
Dynamite, though?
I just watch them on Twitch.
Can we get back to Dynamite,
The
though?
old matches.
Can we get back to that? What was everybody's take on that main event last night?
I mean, it was a good match, but
I think-
it wasn't about the match. It was
No,
never going to
no.
be about the match.
Right, but I think what I really liked about the aspect was, as there's two main things. One, the injury that he came back from with the car accident and everything like that, and they have referenced it over the time. But the injury he came back from to go up against Bryan Danielson, and they let him showcase his ability was great, and that was a technical in and out match the whole way through. The ankle picks, the ankle locks, the transitions, everything about that match was really, really good. And yes, I know it's about the bigger storyline, Mox and Bryan Danielson, but the fact that they gave that kid the time and they gave Moriarty the time, I think that was fan-freaking-tastic.
Well,
And
Garcia,
then even the 2.0 thing at the end, that was awesome too. Especially when, what was it? Parker and Lee came out and started screaming, "Oh, you like to talk about us, Brian? You talk about us, Brian." That was great. Those two are awesome, by the way, too.
they really are. The thing with Garcia is though, like it's kind of like the same old shtick because like he's main evented Rampage a bunch of times and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like it's always a good match, and then you have the 2.0 shenanigans or whatever. But like it's just at the point like it's going to be a good match, but he's going to lose. And I get it, it's Danielson and this and that, but I'm just talking about just kind of bigger picture with Garcia. Like,
well, but the only thing is
his
look
AEW record can't even be 500. It can't be.
It is. It's
You know-
17-17. They showed it last night. It was 17-16.
Oh,
Now he's
I was gonna say,
17-17.
did you pull that number out? But I forgot
No,
they always show
It
that.
said last night.
They
that
always show
put-
the record unless it's Hangman
Yes.
Page. Then they tell us he
Yeah,
lost his
it
card.
was like he was 17 and something, but I'm pretty sure it was 17-16.
Yeah.
So who cares? You go to 500.
Well, okay. Then to my point, 15 of those wins were on Dark Elevation.
Okay.
Oh,
where
They
he
got
beat-
it.
I
And
forgot.
this goes back to the fact of building your talent.
where he beat up the Wrightsville Wrangler.
Yeah, are all dark matches like 3 minutes?
Yeah, they're just all quick squashes.
That's
What?
kind of annoying.
Right. But if you go outside of AEW and see the stuff that he's doing on New Japan and see the stuff he's doing in like because he did that Terminus.
Yeah.
The kid's good. And I think Tony Khan knows what he has. And I think with him, Moriarty, you have the next generation of tech wrestler there. And that's what they're ultimately going to work towards.
You sure about that?
Yes.
With all the signings they get.
Yeah, but see, name one of those guys that's truly
Because a guy like Cesaro is going to bury them in 5 different languages with 5 different shovels.
while
Yeah.
yodeling.
While yodeling.
But no, but I mean,
He's
like,
going to yodel them to their graves.
how many tech wrestlers do you have in that company right now?
Got dark.
That their shtick is technical wrestling. Moriarty is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Moriarty, Garcia. Who else? You really don't have like anybody else that's
As
that.
far as that
oh,
being their
one thing.
shtick, no.
Right. There's guys that are technical in the ring.
Yeah.
Like John Silver throws a hell of a good snap suplex when he pulls one out. I get it. And Ricky Starks is Ricky Starks. So Ricky Starks can
Ricky
he
Starks
can
is-
anything to make it look good. He did a top rope foot stomp last night and made it look good.
You would like Ricky Starks because he has a made-up championship that only he can have. Sounds like somebody
First
else.
off,
But he won it or
Watch-
was gifted it, whatever.
watch your
Yeah, he
mouth.
won it the same way MJF wins his own ring.
I had the Taz FTW 632 shirt. So I've been an FTW fan for a long time. I recognize that title as being a title that matters.
It's truly hooks though.
Doesn't matter until Hook has
It's
it,
really
yeah.
it is really hooks. He's like, Ricky, you can borrow it. I'll let you have it. But eventually I'm just gonna kill you.
I'm
for
coming
it.
back for it.
Okay, now
Hey, Coco, back in the day, did Justin Credible ever have the FTW title?
Sabu.
all right, so we have to talk about. We can't wrap up any AEW talk until we talk about the best thing in AEW right now, which is
Bull Adam.
Got it.
creepy Christopher Daniels as the head of HR or whatever, or talent relations,
Yeah.
going around just messing with people. Now I figure not everybody watches, like I don't even religiously watch Being the Elite.
I do.
I do. I watch every
But-
single episode.
Every
But
week.
the
Yep.
but that shtick is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just
Dan
like,
Housen's
I like-
and
best
the best
friend.
was like on the last one where he's like who does he freak out first? Because Hook is in the background. Just
Cutler.
kind of Hook's just who was it?
Cutler.
No, it wasn't Cutler.
Yeah,
It
it was
was-
Cutler. It was Cutler and Jackson. Because Cutler starts freaking out because he's like, you sprayed my brother last week.
No,
And
that's
then all
not,
of a sudden, CD comes up behind him, and Hook's just standing over there eating Doritos or whatever he's eating.
And of course he is.
yeah, but I'm trying to think. It was I forget that whatever. But they were and then Hook's just sitting there, just sitting in the background eating Doritos. At which point I questioned, I was like, "There's no way Hook eats junk food." But
That's all he is, dude. He
oh,
just
okay.
turns it into.
But he's sitting there and he's just like, you know, I've been looking for you. We have to go to payroll and get you signed up for direct deposit and all that. I was like, that stuff is just great.
I still think my favorite one recently was when they're still doing the John Silver, they still do, and the Alex Reynolds things with Adam Cole, and Britt Baker yells at them to get out of the room.
Get out. Email me my pants. Email me my pants. This week, but okay, well, Hook appeared on BTE twice, and he won over Judge Jeff Jones.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh man, like I actually think it's. I really want to see that kid do some stuff. I do.
I just really want to see how it's gonna play out with now, because now Adam Cole's being pulled 3 different directions. He's getting pulled towards the Young Bucks. He's getting pulled towards Red Dragon, and he's getting pulled towards the Dark Order dudes. And
yeah,
he's gonna end up with the Dark Order. He's gonna replace Hangman as the head of the Dark Order.
Did you watch the whole BTE this week?
No, I just skipped through to the good parts.
So the last
I skipped anything involving the Young. When I saw the Young Bucks running around trying to get urine, I just kind of fast forwarded.
The last
because the Young Bucks are the worst part of being the Elite.
What?
Wow.
What?
Anyway, transition to that. The Adam Cole is so it's Adam Cole, Red Dragon, and then Silver and Reynolds are in Adam's room waiting for him.
Yeah, I saw that part.
And Cole and them walk in and they're making fun of him. And as John Silver and Alex Reynolds are leaving, Cole's looking at the camera going, "Call me."
Yeah.
Call me. And oh my God. That was so awesome. So awesome.
Kevin?
What's it matter? His opinion's terrible anyway.
Bum, 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 bum.
I was gonna see how long we could have dead air.
All
right, well, that's a perfectly good spot to just end that crap. So that's it for this week because I have to edit this mess. So bye.